Hey guys, it's Adam. I hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome to Let's Go Stargazing. It's a show where Kirsty and I watch Trigun Stargazing, and we watch along, and you watch
And
along with
cry
us.
about it.
I mean, we cry a lot,
About it.
a lot, like alarmingly. And today, joining me is a very special guest.
Yay.
Mr. David Matranga, who voices Nicholas D. Wolfwood.
Hello,
Our
hello.
boy Wolfwood.
Let's go. Oh
Yes,
my
yes.
God.
David, we're so happy you're watching this episode with us. It's a big Wolfwood episode.
Yep.
Episode
Thank
8
you.
we're watching today. Goodbye, my friend.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. It's awesome. Yeah.
I know a lot of us were scared when we saw that episode title, but were you at all kind of spoiled going into this? Did you kind of see what was coming, or did you kind of keep the blockers on and you were going in blind?
You know, ever since Stampede, I went down like the total rabbit hole. So I'm reading whatever I can get my hands on. So I knew about all the things, and I also, for this particular show too, and I do this for a lot of shows, not all, but I would watch the subtitled version, the Japanese, before I would go record. So I knew what was coming up, and I don't always do that, but yeah, this particular episode, I was really the pressure. I had put some pressure on myself because I was like, this has gotta be everything that I was experiencing when I was watching it, and so yeah, I knew about it, but or I knew, what the episode was gonna be and all of that. I was kind of, surprised when I watched the original, when I watched the Japanese, and excited and all kinds of feelings. But yeah, I was ready to go when we got into the booth and just, yeah.
Oh my God. So going back to Trigun's Stampede,
Yeah.
what was your reaction to being cast as Wolfwood?
Well, I had not at that point watched the previous version, right? I had seen and I think that was I wondered about that for myself, just as an actor coming in. I wondered whether what that was gonna be for me, and I had watched different bits and pieces of it. I had seen certain arcs. I obviously knew about it, all of that, but I decided, you know what, let me just, this is a reimagining in a way. I know it's going to be different. Let me just go in and do the best I can and create this Wolfwood and whatever that is. And so, yeah, when I got cast, I was really, really excited. And that started my kind of research and all of that. But it wasn't really until, we got into the booth and this character's had such an impact on me, what he is and his journey, but also just the animation style that Orange, what they've done in this. I've talked to so many people.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like its own stylized version of animation. We know what it is. It's not like it's new technology,
Sure,
but it's what they've done art-wise is. I was talking to someone, I think it was in the UK, and this was an art student, an animation student, and she was really just, geeking out with me and talking about what Wolfwood meant and how she felt like my voice was right in the pocket, and she was worried about that and all this stuff. And yeah, and then she said, I'm an artist, and I feel like in some way, specifically with the mouth as well, Studio Orange, they've sort of created a new kind of style of animation, and I had never heard it put that way, and I was like, yeah. So anyway, yeah.
No, the producers and some of the art team were at a show I went to last year, and they were showing like clips of their animation sequencing and how they modeled it, and we were all just geeking out in the audience. Like, what Studio Orange has done is unbelievable. I don't think I've seen another show that looks like Trigun.
That's exactly.
It's so standalone.
I agree, and I think it so works for the world of this, like, futuristic space western, like all of those elements to create kind of a new style or what the art style is so just right for it. It's so cinematic, and There's a certain pacing changes that you just don't see in other forms of animation, you know?
And do you feel like that kind of that cinema aspect of it, since I know you're a person who does theater, you do film,
Yeah.
has that kind of been fun for you to play with and approach Wolfwood with? Because you
Oh,
can bring so many more layers?
yes. I mean, that is one of the things that, like, I feel it really, you know, I've done anime and video games for quite a while now, and you start to figure out, you know, what reactions are, and you know what the bag of reactions can be for this type of thing, and you try to, at this point, I try to challenge myself with, all right, let me try, you know, let me do some different things here. But this was, yeah, what you're able to do, acting wise, is so different than any other thing I've done in voice acting. Really, it's and it goes back to the mouth flaps, the pace of the animation, the sort of camera pace, whatever you want to call it. You can do
Yeah.
such subtle, nuanced work. You know, small little breaths actually can be a thing, instead
Totally.
of having to make that a thing, or, you know, to match the style. And that's not bad either. Doing that, you know, that's what that is, a style. But yeah, it's really cool. It does feel somehow like you're shooting it on camera in a way when you're doing it.
So what's one thing, like from an acting perspective, that you've learned since stepping into the Trigun world?
You know, to really just trust, you know, I'm a big physical actor. You know, you know, Kirsty said, my training is on stage. Even when we're not training for theater, a lot of my teachers were like, you know, the truth lives in the body. You know, the trauma lives in the body. Those things are there. The body doesn't lie. And you know, you can go to performances on stage where you see, like, okay, that person is a skilled actor, I can tell, but there's something incongruent about what's happening physically and what's happening in other ways. And so when I'm in the booth, I'm always pretty physical. I think about that. Obviously not in the same way that I would on stage or on camera, and those are all different. But with Wolfwood specifically, the physicality was very important to me. Like my posture changes, like my shoulders do different things. You know, so I just learned really to kind of trust that. And you never really, the less is more thing is never really something you hear in the animation. Well, that's not true. I mean, it depends on the style, but really trusting the less is more kind of aspect of it, it really helps with this style of animation. So just trusting that is one of the biggest things that I've, you know, learned. I would call it like remembered to do, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things we keep noticing in this series is we'll have these beautiful, poignant moments, and then we get this incredible over-the-top physicality that's so silly, and
Yes.
you all have such challenging reactions to that. And then, you know,
Yes.
30 seconds later, your next cue is you absolutely breaking hearts. So it's been really fun for the audience, for us as viewers, to
Yeah.
just enjoy how the range you guys have to go through in these characters that I think maybe folks wouldn't associate with a space Western
That's a
opera
really good
that
point.
it is.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And that is one of the challenges of it too. I mean, like I've done everything from high wacky comedy in all, you know, on stage, in anime, video, whatever, to, you know, the really serious gut-wrenching type of work. But this is a little bit of both, and it can happen like
that.
in 15 seconds.
Literally.
And so to try and stay truthful to both of those things is, it's a challenge.
Yeah. So how do you best relate to Wolfwood?
You know,
not that you have to give us your religious trauma, David,
Yeah.
but
No.
whatever.
Well, you know, I don't even know. Yeah. Well, I did grow up Catholic. And, you know,
He
that
is literally carrying that cross. So
Yeah.
there's plenty to explore.
Yeah.
I think my Catholicism and my journey with that is a thing in my life. It was something I had to kind of explore and grapple with, and and also my parents' relationship to that, watching their relationship to it, and I rebelled against it in many ways as a teenager, and resented it in certain ways, and so I can really lock into that pocket in a natural way. Although I don't think of, I mean, I'm not sure where Wolfwood stands as far as that goes,
I think that speaks to the character, though, that he's he's not defined in that either. I think it is, he lives in a space. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I have done enough interviews about this, had enough conversations. And I honestly, I still cannot fully articulate what it is about Wolfwood that I'm so drawn to and so very much want to live inside of his story. Like I could play this character for 20 years. I mean, there's something about him, and sure, it's all the things we know. It's the trauma that he suffered. It's his kind of, his growth from Stampede to Stargaze, and what that is, and what he was doing just to survive and get by, and now who he is trying to live by his own. Maybe he does start to find a moral compass,
Yeah.
I mean, anytime there's a character that has that kind of growth or that kind of layers, it's just so fun. And I've been lucky enough to play several characters like that where there's something in the voice that you're just like, well, there's more there. What is it? And I still feel like that about him.
Yeah.
So.
There's so much gray about Wolfwood. I think it's so interesting. There's so much that he does not live in black and whites in any way, shape, or form. So it's so much fun to watch. Especially, we have to give kudos to the writers who've adapted that script. But
agreed.
Just to watch you all explore that is really fun, because there is no right answer, but I just feel like we're getting such an elevated version of it. It's so satisfying to watch from our perspective.
He has that thing where he, in there, or you learn that he has a huge heart, right? But he can't accept that kind of praise. He doesn't know what to do with that. And I don't know if it's before this episode. I think it is, but he takes Vash to Aunt Melanie, right? He takes her there, and I mean, it takes Vash there, and there's this moment where she recognizes him, and she says, like, Nick, or are you? And he cuts her off every time, and it's not an accident that he cuts her off. He can't face that. He can't do that right now. And so
these two parts of his lives cannot be meeting right now.
Yes. Take Vash. Here's what you do. I have to go. Yes, I am, but we're not talking about it. And that
we can't.
Yeah. And very few things were said in that moment, but I love those moments of like, what's not being said is like the best,
It's so big. It takes up so much space in that moment with everything that's not happening. It's really, you feel it more in Wolfwood's silences than anytime he's being quippy or snappy. Because as much as we love his one-liners, when he chooses not to speak, I think it feels even heavier.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So speaking of the one-liners, what are some of your favorite ones that you've gotten to say?
Well, currently my favorite is, I mean, I love anything where I get to say, Blondie, stuff with Blondie, or anything like Needle Noggin, anything like that. Anytime I get to say those, I love. I do love when one of the first lines in Stargaze, when he says, "It's tall, dark, and not in the car." That is just the jam. I love that. And then I love some of the, and I think this is, it's before the episode we're talking about, but it's not really a quippy one-liner, but the Nicholas D. Wolfwood is the one letting you survive.
Everyone in the room started snapping.
I mean, it's just so rad. Everything about it is so cool.
That felt like the explosions going off behind you as you walk away moment. I was like, Wolfwood.
Yes. Yeah.
He's having his CSI moment. So
right.
cool.
Yeah. He's so cool. Yeah. I mean, I feel cool when I'm voicing him, and then I leave, and I'm like, okay, back to normal now.
I think my favorite thing in just the preview we saw for this episode, because Adam and I have tried not to spoil ourselves too much.
Right.
Even in the preview we saw with there's motorbike, there's fighting,
Yes.
there's just huge explosions. We saw some sort of laser knife situation. So we were like, everything looks amazing. We can't wait to watch it. But
yeah.
Do you find these sorts of episodes where it's a lot of the fighting, reacting more or less intimidating than the emotionally intense ones? Or are they just different, but it's not one is more difficult than the other?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say for me, I mean, I'm always ready for a fight scene and a battle scene and the big screams and all of that. But I think I'm a little bit, I put more pressure on myself for big fight scenes and battles, not because I'm worried about, what it's going to ask of me, but mostly because I think about the journey of the fight. Like and making sure that the fight is also a story as well, because so my stage combat training, I had some great fight choreographers, and their biggest thing was, we're not just doing fight choreography, right? The fight is a story. It's a continuation of the dialogue. So you fight because there's no other choice. Some of my teachers used to say, if you get close enough to another actor on stage, you have two choices: kiss or kill. And
that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the stakes are so high with those two things, right?
Yeah.
So with this one, with episode 8, the journey of the fight is and you'll see it's so up and down. There are huge moments, and then it kind of it ebbs for a little bit, and then it re-ups. And so I had pressure about, I want to make sure whenever I'm doing fight sounds, or that they work, that they're not just random fight sounds because someone landed or they jumped or there was a punch. I want them to be it makes sense that punch sounds like this, and this punch or this thing sounds like that. And so for this particular episode, it's also so fast that when you're watching it and you're previewing it, and of course you've got the script there, and you've got the time coders that help so much with what they've seen as far as fight sounds and stuff. But it's so fast, and you don't want to do it cue to cue. It wants to feel like it's the full thing. So it's challenging. I find that more challenging than a big monologue or a great scene with Bash where we're back and forth, and you know what I mean? Those things are, I feel like, just, they're all fun, but the fight stuff, I put a little more pressure on myself.
I wish you could teach a class on just fights and reacts, because I think that's the best way I've heard it explained in a very long time, and that it in itself is a conversation, and we are telling a story, and that's so clarifying and helpful. And I wish more people approached it that way. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's so true, because and I'll say this last thing about it. When you hear, I don't know if it's in this or not. I think it's in some episodes after this one, but there's a fight, and I was watching this, and I was watching Johnny and hearing Johnny, and Johnny literally has fight experience. I mean, he's a martial artist.
He's incredible.
Yeah, and this was a hand-to-hand fight, so there was a moment where weapons were dropped, and it was just blocking and punching, and you could hear him. And watching him, I'm like, oh, that's it. All those noises, they're all perfect, But yeah, it's a story, and if it feels like, oh, we stopped talking and now we're fighting, then something didn't launch correctly into the fight,
Yeah. The action sequences in this show for us have just been a treat, because our reactions every time are, because it feels like you're watching the peak point of it's the last second of a game, or it's the final like bell in a fight, because everything feels so big, the stakes feel so large at every opportunity in this show. So it's really neat to hear that on the back end it's felt that much as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, the fights are huge, and I mean, I've said this before several times, but they're big screen ready. I mean, like, can you imagine?
Yes.
I want to see these things. Yeah,
would die to see this on a giant screen.
I know. It'd be so cool.
Oh,
Studio Orange, if you're listening to us,
Yeah.
we would like an IMAX, please. IMAX.
I know.
Please.
I know.
Just to see the background work they do and the landscaping work they do. Those artists. Sometimes we do those wide shots of the town and it goes by so fast, and I want to be like, wait, pause. Like, I just want to look at all those details.
Yeah. I was literally visiting my mom, and I was showing, she doesn't always know what I'm doing or watch the stuff. And I was showing her Wolfwood's entrance in Stampede, and you see him walking over like the sand dune, and the wide expanse. It's just like, dude, I mean, it's so cool. Like, I mean, even the live action of this would be like unbelievable.
It would eat. Everyone would freak out. It is, and I think it's one of those titles that doesn't feel too terrifying as a live action. It doesn't feel too far away.
Right.
We've had a Firefly, we've had a space cowboy situation before. We could do Trigun. We're manifesting it, you guys. We're manifesting.
Yeah. Make it happen. Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Shall we jump in?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
So, as if this is your first time watching or not, we watch on our phones, and then if we pause, I will tell the time code, all that fun stuff. Let's do this. All right. Okay, and we're gonna start watching I'm gonna count down in 3, 2, 1. Press play. Oh, great.
Oh, good. Starting off on a really happy note.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Anytime we see this symbol, I feel like it's just all of us going, okay, mentally prep.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is great foreshadowing of,
Oh, get him off the screen.
One of Adam's least favorites.
Really? Yeah.
Conrad makes everyone mad.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Cool voice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is, dude.
His design.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I had seen a tiny bit of this episode for work reasons, but his design goes crazy.
Yes. And I mean, the Try Punisher, it's like, what?
See, it's like last episode, Trigun. See,
Yeah. I want someone to make me a full scale Punisher. Like, I've seen most people I see, come with. Are you guys in the intro right now and everything?
Yeah.
Not that we need to skirt the intro. I love the animation of the intro too.
The music goes so crazy. It's beautiful. So we just let it play. But like, to have a full out Punisher would be.
Yeah, there was
crazy.
Someone I met, I think it was in Chicago, and they didn't have like the wrapped version. They had like the full on version.
Damn.
And it was like LED lights and everything. I was like, I have pictures. It's somewhere on my Instagram. I
love that.
Damn.
Yeah.
We at Otakon last year, there was a Trigun panel, and we walked in, and there was just a wall of Punishers because all the cosplayers had just laid theirs against the wall, and the Japanese team was taking photos of it, and they were like, "This is so cool!"
Yeah. I mean,
the wall full of them.
the weapons in this franchise too are so rad.
The designs are crazy. Like, even if you're not super into hardcore violence, just the designs are beautiful. Oh, this is a standoff everyone's been waiting for.
Yep.
oh, I forgot Bash is in bad shape. The
Yep.
stakes are already high.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, so sick.
Yeah. This is like some James Bond right here. Like, this is crazy. When I saw this, I was like, this is wild.
Oh.
Man is passing out, and Wolfwood's like, okay, so I got to get motorcycle.
Oh, so sick.
Got to mount a motorcycle in the air. Got to land it in the desert.
Oh
man.
David, if you didn't walk out of this session feeling 10 feet tall, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, this is like a James Bond film, jumping out of an airplane, you know, a ship, catching the motorcycle. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh,
got your friend in your hand, your gun in the other.
Right. Literally catches the friend, then the bike.
Oh, I love this art style though when they do the memories.
I know. Same.
Oh, Nico started smoking so young. But that's what I'm talking about with this show. Going from hardcore, we're jumping out of planes and grabbing motorcycles to, hey, let's shatter you. Let's stab a knife in a little bit.
The little, what we got on the end of there, I loved, you know, because I'll go back and watch these after we've done them because I don't know what they're going to take, what's going to make the cut. And I'm always like, yes, you know, they choose well. And that's, you know, that's on Inman.
That's on Inman, just loving this series as hardcore as anybody could.
Yeah.
Oh, the scenery.
Some of the stuff I was talking about is in this episode. That's cool. Yes.
Yeah, our girl.
Yes, indeed.
They're so familiar. Cute.
Yes, I know.
She sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Who might
I need you to know I was freaking out the entire time. I said, "Oh, casual. Okay, it's Trigun."
And this is this is exactly what I was talking about. I forgot this was. Oh, I love that.
Oh.
No, it can't.
The way they animate everybody in this show is so cool, but to have like the hair movements and chunks, and then you have these huge mech robot, like it's just the soft and hard nature of this animation is so cool.
And you know, you can get away with that because of how expansive the environment is. The desert planet, the fact that there is gonna be wind blowing, and you
know, it's just so satisfying.
There it was. She was like, "Is that you?" And he cuts her off.
Yep.
He said, "Don't worry about it. Just take care of the guy on my back."
And dude, this fight,
the music. Everything's fine.
Giving the kids his lollipops.
I know.
Oh. So cute.
And
the music in the background is so good. She knows. Dude.
Look at that shot. I mean,
there's no other way to say it. You said it perfectly. It's cinematic to like the nth degree.
I mean, I end up saying, look at that shot, like it was, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is
This is nuts.
Sick. Oh my God.
This is like, it blows my brain that this is anime I'm watching. Like it's just so next level.
That's what Inman, you know, the dub director, like what we talk about so much is, you know, this feels like we're working on a project that we've never really worked on before. Oh God.
Yeah, because there's nothing similar to it on the market. To me personally.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick is so good, but he is spooky as Razlo.
Yeah, an arm. He grows like another, you know.
The Tri-Punisher is crazy.
It is.
Crazy.
And, you know, there's
Oh.
a certain desperation in this fight from both of them, you know, for different reasons. But it's like the epitome of like your childhood trauma just like coming out on another person.
You
know?
could not be
Straight
more
up.
literally facing it. You could
Yeah.
not be.
Oh.
Whoa,
my
to follow the
God.
angle over the
Yeah.
gun.
Holy sh.
Yeah.
These reacts are crazy, David. This
Yeah,
sounds so
these-
good.
Thank you. I was, you know, I was hard on it, but I felt okay I felt good about it, you know.
Yeah, I believe these. These are incredible, dude.
Oh.
Blowing each other up.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
That was a lot of blood.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things about Wolfwood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And look, he's like steaming.
Yeah.
God. It's so good though, because it's so his respect for Vash is so
Yeah.
appealing to me in the way he embodies it by making better choices rather than just coming out and saying it directly. I think it's so
Right.
it's so heartwarming to me to see a person take it and manifest it rather than just it's topical for him. It's so cool.
And he doesn't, you know, I mean, like he doesn't know how to talk about it anyway, you know? I mean, it's just
that's not in his communication set.
Yep.
Literally steaming, taking a drug he doesn't want to take so he can do this.
Right.
Because it's the right thing to do. So cool. Such a cool moment for him.
Oh, man.
I love this.
You're idiot.
About like, you know, see, like that, who knows? You never get to, that's very rarely can you do a read like that in other types of that elongated vowel.
And there's so many nice breaths on the end of your consonants too that I feel like we just don't get to see in other shows.
Exactly.
And you sound so lived in with that. It's so nice.
Yeah, a lot of the times that kind of breath ends up getting cut out or whatever. But in this, you can leave all that, which makes it sound a little messier, which is more, you know, cinematic.
And it just feels more human to have this guy at the end of his rope huffing and puffing a little bit. It's so cool.
I love
that. Oh my God.
That was so sick.
This is crazy. This part of the fight is like, look at this.
Jesus.
Ooh. He's straight up shielding it.
Yep.
Oh
but
he
got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
Come on, crybaby.
Still teasing him with the childhood nicknames because he knows he's still a person under there. What? This is not real.
Look at the pure fire.
That's crazy.
These flames are insane.
I think he was on fire there. Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Look at this. Oh my God.
I have like goosebumps.
Yeah, this is nuts. The lighting is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Blue in the, it's like lightsaber
Look at
as
this.
well.
Look at
Oh
this.
my. Oh.
This is blowing my brain. This is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Bro. Oh my God.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what,
How do you?
when I came in to record this, I had seen this and I was like, oh yeah, all that blood. That's crazy.
Oh, these glasses. Because yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how intimidating this was to see and then know you were going to go in and tackle.
Well, I care about it so much because of everything that it is, everything that it means. But like, so yeah, it was so epic. I was like, how do I even do this? You know?
Yeah. How do you approach that?
But you just do it.
Mhm.
You just get in there and you swing at it.
Oh, and this is
Oh.
oh, this breaks me here.
Mm-hmm.
And his response to her. Yes.
Oh.
You see that little
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that little breath
With the blink and the little breath, and you get to see the throat
Yeah.
contract.
dude. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh. He said not to interrupt because you are really doing some incredible monologuing, but I have to say.
Right.
I thought this part was so sick. I lost my mind in the booth.
Oh, I know, because what you as a viewer, you're like, wait, what? And then you see
Oh.
Bash.
And his eyes so big. Oh, it's
I'm not
crushing.
okay.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
And then immediately him confirming it. It's okay. I'm Nicholas's friend.
Right.
I can't.
And then this, hey, Blondie. Yeah.
Just like, you idiot. Get over here. One of my favorite parts Inman brought up in the dialogue was that we pointed out that was Auntie always calls him Nicholas. He's never Nico. He's never Nick to her.
Right.
That's Nicholas because he's still a little boy to her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that is so. I mean, because you know that's analogous of all of us of the child. You know, obviously we're not going through what Wolfwood did, but like all of us have that child that no matter how old you are, you know.
Yeah, there's still that version of you that lives and that still feels and has needs just like anything else. And it's so, I don't know, I think it's so humanizing in this big monster moment we're having to have Nicholas just be a boy to her.
And then check this out.
And then go, actually, watch this shit.
This is how he heals. He drinks his blood. Because
God damn.
Right.
He doesn't quit. Oh my God.
Oh, I love this.
I want to
line
like
right here.
stand up and jump.
This is insane.
But not
Not
good
good
enough.
enough. Boom.
Oh.
I mean, this is what I mean when I'm like, this is big screen ready. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, the music.
The sax going
So
in the background.
He just
Oh my
fired that
God.
whole round of bullets. I can't regenerate fast enough, right?
Oh.
And then this is pure emotion. Like,
Oh. Oh, David, you make me cry.
God, I know it really.
Oh God.
Because he doesn't see a monster. He just sees
I know
his
you're
friend.
in there. He says, I'm coming. Like,
I'm coming.
to
I'll
save
get you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he's got bullet holes in his legs, and he's still doing this.
Oh, right. Vash. Oh, no.
Oh my God, the personalities.
So Livio, like, becomes primary, like, again.
He said, you can't.
Wow.
Again, Patrick, take your applause, because wow.
Yeah, and it's that whole thing about, you know, the real version of yourself showing up and you know.
When you need it the most.
Yeah, and
the critical
saying,
moments.
Like, I don't, you know, you're not a part of me anymore. This is who I am, you know.
His hair.
Yeah.
And he calls him his big brother. Oh man.
Oh my God.
Just one after another on this episode.
Yeah, this.
Oh, the eyes changing. Oh my God, that's so
and the way
cool.
that they're doing it, like animation style wise, where the cuts and the movement, you know, it's
Oh my God.
Oh.
I'm gonna be a crybaby.
Yeah, I mean, I cried watching the Japanese version. I was like, this is, I don't know, man. This is like really special. I mean,
oh man.
Oh, their hair colors.
Right, and
Johnny, unbelievable.
And so literally giving him his blood.
In his last moments.
Yeah.
I find it so charming that wolfwood is so soft on kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, just that little exhale that Johnny did. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and then.
Oh no, I am gonna cry.
Yeah, I'm like.
God. So hard to do because you can't go over the top, but it's got to be real, you know? And
yeah.
Like, yeah.
I really even just the texture that you have in the second half with all the injury in it is so nice to hear. It is how clean Johnny's sound is for like the clean, bright, beautiful Vash versus that like textured ashy stuff. It's so satisfying.
And you know, it's interesting because like I've always been described as I mean, you know, you don't know this at the beginning of no one ever tells you what they hear in your voice or why you got cast, or it would be great if they did. You'd learn so much more quickly about what you bring to the table naturally, all that. But at one point I learned like, okay, I guess I have texture in my voice naturally. But there are times when I can smooth it out a little bit. I can never fully take it away, but smooth it out a little bit. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun is an example. I'm playing the older brother in that. You know, he's a little younger. It's a little smoother. But this allows me to take the natural texture and just even dial it up to 8 or 9. And it's, you know, it's a thing where the gain's pretty high on the mic and you're just kind of laying on that in a way. It's so cool. It's so much fun. And I do feel like that's part of what this Wolfwood is, you know, it's indicative of his character, you know.
And it's the years of not taking care of himself, of smoking, having to be on these meds and function the way he does. Like it leads to this very, I don't know, to me, it's very human. It doesn't, I know sometimes we joke about it, but I think there is an anime sound that we hear a lot of the time, right? And I just don't think anybody in this show really has that. I think it's all standalone sounds. It's really, really clever.
And you're completely right. And I mean, like, you know, the quote unquote anime sound is not a pejorative. It's not negative. It's not a critique. No. It is. It's
a style.
It's a style. Like the difference between, you know, a 1-camera comedy and a 3-camera comedy, or a 1-hour drama and a, you know, whatever. Like, it's a style difference. And this, you're right. You can't, if you do that here, it doesn't fit in the world, you know.
Not even a little bit. It stands out really, almost painfully, I think, if you hear it. And I think Inman's been so great to. I was just in Walla and Bits, it just never stands out to me. I never notice it.
Yep. And that makes watching the episode or episode's arc, or it makes it so, like you said, it doesn't take you out of it. I think he's done like such an amazing job casting. And, you know, casting is hard in general. And I think it's hard from do we have a little blip? I think it's hard even from a, like even harder in the voice acting space, because, you know, there's just less tangibles to kind of go on. And God.
Yeah. We were talking about Hoppered when the season first started, and getting to hear Reagan in that, and both of us sitting there being like, who is this guy? Who is this puppeteer? Like, everyone sounds so out of their natural range, but it's so lived in, and it's authentic, and it's really juicy. Like, the whole show just feels like you can sink your teeth into it, and it's just it feels like a treat. It feels like a treat to watch.
It doesn't. I love it so much. I can't even tell you guys. I mean, it's like, I don't want it to be. I mean, I'm supposed to just accept what it is, but like, you know, I want there to be more. I want there to be more. I don't know what that means, or it's probably not possible, but it's like, it's such a satisfying thing for me. I can't even tell you. And I've done some great, really stuff that I feel like, oh man, this is, you know, there's a scene, you know, a lot of my theater friends that are, you know, professional working actors that don't voice act and don't, you know, never have. A lot of them don't, and some of them aren't, you know, anime fans, whatever, or aren't gamers, and they'll ask me like, you know, so what do you do? Like, what is it? What do you do? And for a long time, I would show them. It's near the end of season 2 of Attack on Titan, Bertolt. And it's a gut-wrenching type of, you know, desperation. And I would always show that because I was so proud of that work. And there are several shows like that. And this is now one of them where it's like, this is a different kind of work. And I want to do it all the time. You know?
I was going to say, if this isn't your new one to show, that's crazy. Because the work in this is phenomenal. It's just so, like, as viewers and as fans of Trigun, we are so appreciative of how much you guys have put everything into it and then some, but just seeing it from both sides of the table. I don't think I've seen a show in a long time that had this much love all the way around, from production, from cast, from fans. And I know there's been a lot of hot back and forth on is, you know, the newest, the best, but I think this is such a unique telling of this story.
Right.
And it's like you said, it's all its own. This is its own Wolfwood. It's its own Trigun. We're not retelling a story. We're telling a new version of the story. It's very cool.
It is. And, you know, without going down the rabbit hole, I feel like I this is one, and I don't do this with many shows, but I like to see what people like. Even when someone comes to me at a convention, I will say, like, I usually ask them, which one did you find first? And Johnny and I were talking recently, and we realized that we do the same thing. Now he's got a very we ask the same things. Obviously, he has a different perspective of that, having been, in the original and this. But I always ask people, what did you find first? And whatever it is, if it's this, I say, well, have you watched the other, the original? And then I will ask them, and I will say, I come from, the theater world. I'm used to getting like a pretty brutal note right there in front of everybody. Like, hey, like, it's not like the rest of the cast left the room for my scene. Like, I'm getting notes right in front of, everyone. Yeah. So I say to them, like, hey, please, be honest with me. Like, what are your thoughts? And I hear so many different things, and I read some of the chatter, and I know that, this is it is a reimagining, and it's like, it's taking the core characters and themes and tropes and relationships and just expounding on it. It feels like it's made by people who are like just huge fans of the franchise in general.
So the cool thing about that is I was watching an interview with one of the producers of Studio Orange, and apparently they went to the mangaka with a like 700-page write-up, like manifesto of how this would work. And like it was like this thick. And
love those kind of brains.
Literally. And they're like, this is what we want to do. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, that's the passion they have for this. It's insane.
And I love that Night Out, like that, it seems like what I take from that, or, and this again is just interpretation, perception, opinion, but it's like, it's almost honoring his creation to, take it and make it these things and do things with it, and to have him on board, just kind of championing it is really cool. It's amazing.
And I think there's I think nostalgia holds a lot of power for folks, right? And we often kind of put things on pedestals and we say it's untouchable, but I think there is something to say in what you're saying, that the honoring of and the taking it to the next generation, and what may be not palatable for a kid who's seen movies that look like this nowadays, to watch the original series might be tough, but to say, here's all the same stories, here's all the same moments, here's the core of these lessons and these characters in a way that's new and exciting is, I don't know, it's very heartwarming to me that it's so good that we want to carry it on to the next generation. We want another age of anime fans to experience this.
Yeah. And, as you guys watch it, I mean, like, the things that ends up happening, the choices that different characters make, and because of relationship and love and, care, and it's just, I don't know. I can't say enough about it. I really can't. I mean, this, I remember recording this episode that we just watched, and, I had watched it before, but, I sort of get in there and I'm like, I don't quite remember the order. And as I was doing it, I was like, oh man, this is only a break in the fight. Like, this isn't even, and there was like a stamina. It felt like recording a film versus recording an episode, because there's a different energy recording, a 25-minute episode versus, a 2.5 hour or a 2-hour film. There's sort of a different stamina. There's a different intensity that is just in a film that's there, and you've got to, and this felt like it was a film in episodic version. It was crazy. It was so intense.
I mean, I imagine it felt much like a gaming session in a way, with all the yelling and attacks you had to do. I imagine like taking care of yourself and pacing yourself through that had to be its own workout outside of getting into the headspace.
Yeah. And, Inman, and I can't speak of how he is with everyone else, because I'm not in those sessions, but we work in a way where he's like, all right, man, what do you want to do? Do you let's do this whole page, or let's do this whole fight. And I would say, all right, we'd watch it, and I would ask to watch different moments again. But then we would, invariably, if you're trying to do a whole fight like that, that's that fast, you're gonna miss stuff, because by the time
you can't catch it all.
Yeah. No. So then you go back in and layer, and I just have to shout out August.
August has done such great engineering work.
Yeah, and people don't. I say this as much as I can publicly, but a good engineer who understands story is like invaluable, not only in making sure that the story is told properly, but also for me, selfishly, to the voice actor, because you trust that what you're putting out there, even if it was maybe a little late, or they can take something from over here and sort of craft a moment. It's just like an editor with film. They talk about how
100%.
you could have the greatest
100%.
shot on set in the world, and if the editor is not able to connect that story, then it's going to be bad. And the amount of trust I have in those recording sessions is like through the roof.
Yeah, Inman and August are such a duo to me of people who understand how the other person thinks.
Yep.
And you can almost see him preemptively, like he'll see it and go, he's going to want the first half of that. Let's Frankenstein this. Like getting to watch him piece it together is so, I wish I could just sit and watch the engineers work often, because I just think what they do is it's its own kind of poetry. Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, it is its own kind of poetry. And a lot of people, think that it's about, just like, placing things, or, putting them, elongating something, shortening it, helping it fit. But it is so much more than that, because a lot of what a director does too is the timing of, you have the Japanese voice acting as a guide to timing, but, a line going over a cut or going a little longer so that the next line is right after it. That kind of timing stuff is, it's the difference between a moment working and not working.
Yeah, it's what's bringing the realism to this show in a way that I don't often see, just because Inman and August are so in those moments, but saying like, actually, this starts earlier. Nobody's on. We could pull this earlier and let this have more time to breathe. And like you said, to have those little, like those huffs, those little sighs that we don't normally just get the opportunity to, because you don't have those typical flaps in this show. It's just, it's a poetry piece for them. And I have to applaud their art. They've done great work.
Because I'm just an acting geek across the board, I will say, like, that what you just described creates, obviously the animation does as well. And you have to, the animation is your foundation, but that kind of, those choices create pacing. And, like on stage, you rehearse, and and the director will help with pacing right there, because watching a piece of theater is a very, like, you're almost, you're watching, but it's listening to a play in many ways. And so there's the pacing is created by the actors. And then on film, you're trained to, like, it depends on the director and the type of film, but you're trained to leave a little space, because an editor can make that a faster sort of scene or a slower scene. And that's exactly what Inman and August, what they're doing, with their back and forth, with the editing, with the directing, with the, hey, let's put this here. I mean, there are many times where there was a thing where we had there's an episode where Wolfwood says a line, and then there's a reaction that cuts him off because he notices Vash. But instead of that, we did the line into the notice that stops him talking. So instead of like line reaction, it was like line and then what's going on.
Right.
So little changes, like
little changes,
but they're huge,
and then it just feels like I'm listening to someone speak. It has none of the stoppage we would get. We would be limited by, like you're saying, by the animation, which is the Bible for you at the end of the day. It's
100%. Yeah.
There's so much space in it, and it's that weird 3D, 2D mixture that Orange has done. So it feels like everybody, all the ingredients are right, and it's the sauce is cooking. It's just so good, and it's such a treat to watch what you guys are working on every week. It's been so much fun.
Thank you guys for caring about it. I love it. So yeah. And you said, last thing, sorry, the animation style of the flashbacks, like you talked about nostalgia, and like there's something about that animation style that just brings it just, I don't know what it is. It's storybook. It's
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
it's childhood. Yeah.
It's
so spot on.
simpler. It feels like a hug to watch. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I've seen this before. I don't know what show I have, but I
Yeah.
have. Like, it strikes that chord, and I
Yeah.
don't know. I think they've done such a beautiful job balancing it. So for me,
Yeah.
I could never say enough about Trigun, but specifically these two versions with Stampede and with Stargaze, I just think
Yeah.
we've just been really lucky as viewers to be in the same timeline, and to be lucky enough to get to work on it is another thing entirely. So
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my god. And
Yeah.
like the sheer amount of people, like non-anime fans, that I have recommended
Yeah.
Stampede
Mhm.
to,
Yeah.
like
Totally.
I'm just like, please just watch it. Like I promise. And then they come back and they're like, that was so good.
This
And I'm
is
like,
anime?
yeah,
Yeah.
literally. I was like, yes, I told you. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. I run into a lot of people who are like, oh, well, what about the fights? I'm like, you want fights? Like there is.
I got fights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's story here too, but these fights are like, they're, and harkening back to Stampede, like the fight between Livio in the first, on the ship or whatever.
Oh,
Oh
so good.
man, like yeah,
Cinematic.
yeah.
We talk about it. We joke about it on the show all the time, but Adam and I both were the same fans of it. The first time we saw Vash run in Stampede, like up the corner of the ship and the angle, we both were like, hit pause. What the hell are we watching? This is not like anything we've ever seen. Like, it was just one of those where it's immediately you're sucked in.
Oh
So
my God. I want to mention things in later episodes, but I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
We've only seen the like final art preview that they did, and I said, "Oh, things are gonna go so bad, but they're gonna be so good on the way down." So
yep. And then some of the fights later too, just between others is amazing. So
I can't wait. I'm gonna be horrified and delighted all at once.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god. Well, thank you so much
David,
for doing
thank
this.
you.
Yeah. This is
Oh my
awesome. Thank you guys for having me. I love to take any opportunity to talk about it. So
Yeah. So
same, very much same.
yeah. Where can the lovely people find you online?
Instagram, I would say I'm most active. It's Matranga David. It should be, if you put in my last name, that's the thing that pops up. It's a pretty easily recognizable picture of me. That's where I'm, posting a lot. I'm actually gonna do a post about the press junket that we did with all those cool pictures. And then I'm still active on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. That's David Matranga at David Matranga 1. Those are my most active places. I'm on TikTok as well, which is the real Matranga. For some reason, I didn't think this through, and I've got like 3 different handles. It's pretty terrible, but makes people work for it, I guess.
Your future publicist is screaming, David.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
I find TikTok so scary, so I applaud you for doing it. I don't know how to make it happen.
I'm barely on it, but I always post
You're just liking the Wolfwood edits.
And I'm like, yeah. I'll post something on the other 2, and I'm like, oh, I really should put this. Okay, I'll do it. But
No. Oh my god. You can follow me at Corky Cosplays on Instagram, Adam Corky everywhere else. Kirsty?
I'm at Kirsty, KIRSTTEA, because I really thought I was clever on almost every social platform. So you can find us there. But yeah, let's talk about Trigun. Literally at all of us, any of us, anytime. We're always down to talk about Trigun.
Yes, no joke, please.
Yeah.
Please add us. God. Show us your edits. Show us your art. Tag David and your favorite Wolfwood things. We want to see it.
Yeah. I'm there for it. I'm there for all of it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. On to the next episode. We'll see you.
See you guys.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.